Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the second Mentorship Facebook Live. Thank you to Barrington High School for having us. My name is Josephine West. I'm with the Ohio State University.
And I'm Jessica Evela Cuevas, and I'm with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
I'm Kelly Duttmers. Hello. I'm with St. Viator High School. I'm a college counselor.
I'm Sinober Kanji, and I'm at Victoria Soto High School. Jen Stroh, Barrington High School, college counselor.
Sarah English, Stevenson High School, post-secondary counselor.
And I'm Lisa Winker with Indiana State University.
Wonderful. So we have an agenda behind us of topics we're going to talk about. So we did just do our introduction. And now we're going to go to how to become a mentor or a mentee. And so I'm going to take that. So you just go to the IACAC website. You guys can stay with me. No, don't leave. Go to the IACAC website and click on mentorship. And that's how you become a mentor or mentee. We do definitely need more mentors out there. So if you are watching this, please do an application. Definitely in the southern and central region, we need more mentors. You know, your time is valuable. You could do it all on, you know, we'd like you to meet in person, but it also could be Skype. So just, it's really important to be a mentor. And then for the new ones, please do the mentee. We'll definitely match you up. So that is how you become a mentor or mentee. The next topic is how to get involved with IACAC. And for that, we're going to have Sarah English come.
We don't all need to scare her. Okay. Hello, Sarah English again from Stevenson High School. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was district seminars. I didn't go originally to district seminars when I started out in IACAC. I always went to the state, and probably 4 or 5 years ago I went to my first district seminar, and on the high school side, I found it really, really valuable. It was like a half day, a little longer than a half day, really pertinent, quick topics that were very relevant regardless of where you were in years of experience. And since I've been involved with them, attending them, I'm not on the committee, they've expanded where they're located. And now I'm going to look off in the distance to make sure I don't miss any. But we have district seminars coming up March 1st at Parkland College. On March 8th, they're at Wren Lake College, Dominican, and Augustana. I was like, oh, what is that? It's Augustana, Augie. Okay. And then on March 13th, there's one at DePaul. And on March 15th, there's going to be one in Kendry, Lewis, Heartland Community College, and Northern Illinois University. So there are great opportunities for both high school and college side to come and meet. And we're actually going to talk about something kind of cool after one of them as well. So next up will be what about conference?
All right, so again, I'm Sinober Kanji, and I'm from Soto High School. I'm a college counselor.
Sporting the shirt.
I am sporting the shirt of my topic, so I'm going to talk about our annual conference. So our annual conference this year is from May 1st to May 3rd, and we're really excited because we're moving down south, going to Normal. So we're really excited to meet counselors from that area. For our first day, we will have our mentorship reception, which Josephine's going to talk about.
Yeah, so come to our mentorship session. So we will be doing a session. And then right after that, after the day, we have a mentorship reception. And so you'll be able to meet us. You'll meet the matches of the year. And we do a nice get to know you. So we definitely want you to join us there. But as she mentioned, we're going down to Bloomington. So our normal will be normal in 19, and some of us will be. And so we're really excited about that. And I think you mentioned registration.
Yeah. So it's going to be, the registration is going to begin in February, so look out for that on our website. We have really good sessions coming our way for everyone on the college side and the school counseling side, so it's really, I think it'll be really beneficial to attend. There's also lots of entertainment, raffles, dinners, lunches, so lots of chances to get to know one another.
Yeah, and then so May 1st was our mentorship reception, and then May 2nd is going to be Central and Southern Counselor Day, so we're really excited about that. So definitely come join us, and we have a lot of fun, and you learn a lot too. So we hope to see you normal in 19. The next thing we're going to talk about is becoming a committee member. And one of the best ways to start is on a conference committee, which we just talked about, but Lisa's going to talk about joining a committee.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways you can get involved on committees. The first thing you want to do is maybe go to the IACAC website and find the online volunteer form. And then you can click what you might be interested in. I often tell a lot of my mentees to try to do something that maybe you have not done before. It's a really great way, not just to get involved, but to grow professionally and to really network with people. Another thing is you could also try getting involved with the conference committees. A really good way also to do that would be easily just to start doing something simple like attending the stuffing party, where we take all of the literature that we have that we give to people at registration and we stuff them into the folders. So just starting that small is really great. Another thing maybe would be to sign up for one of the committees like evaluation committee. That's simply just clicking to see how many people are in the room or counting, and then you fill out a little form. Super easy, but it also gets you involved. There are about 9 different committees that are in the conference, so there's plenty for everybody to get involved with. Another really great one that I actually got to meet Josephine on was the raffle committee.
Yes, go raffles.
Yeah, and what that does is it actually forces you to go and mingle with people that you wouldn't know, and people that you don't know come up to you to buy raffle tickets. In the past, we've done baskets and the card tree, the gift card tree.
Mm-hmm.
So again, people have to, interact with you. So it gets you kind of to socialize in a little different manner that you wouldn't have otherwise done. I would never have met Josephine the way we did. Oh, look at yeah. Yeah. So, so in my past experience, being in IACAC, I've done for different committees for conference. I've done raffle, I've done the evaluation. The first timers is really fun. You get to meet a lot of the newer people, people that we want to actually become mentees will be there. The mentorship is honestly, I'm a little biased, but it's my favorite. I think it really gets you involved in a different way. You learn so much by becoming a mentor or a mentee. My mentor was Peter Pitts, who is actually going to retire this year. I love you, Peter, if you're watching this.
Shout out to Peter.
And then also the other thing is to get involved on other committees. And like Project Reach, I've done Project Reach. And then the high school professional development committee is actually an ad hoc committee. So it's kind of a committee that we're trying to create into a committee. And right now, I think I'm the only college side person on that committee. It's really kind of important for me to hear what the high school side needs so that I can relate it back to our college side and try to get anything that they need presented to them. And currently we're working on a listing of Illinois high school counselors, all of their high schools, and contact information for them and the websites to their high schools and so on. So if you aren't a member of IACAC and you're watching this, feel free to give me a call or contact me so that I can help you out in that way as well. So also I think that there's the national college fairs. Yeah, you can become help in that as well on that committee. Just easily setting up the tables and all those kinds of things. So
lots of ways to get involved, and that's all online. And you can start off by joining different ones, and then from there you'll branch off. And I know I've been on mentorship from the very beginning because it is one of my favorite committees. But definitely conference is a good way to get involved. Our next segue is going to be into trips that we do with IACAC. So Sarah and Jess, why don't you come over? Because then you're going to also talk about professional development.
All right. Hello again. And we should remind you all, we're getting lots of highs and highs, but if you have questions that you want us to talk about or topics, this is free-flowing ideas too, or if you want us to make a plug or chime in with anything else that you want to mention, let us know. So the trips that I have found very valuable are the Bus-a-Fun and the Plane-a-Fun. There's the microbus, and then not attended the Bike-a-thon, but it is awesome, I hear. I don't think I'll be doing that one. But others who are great bicyclists are. So the Bus-a-thon happens every other year, and this year they're going out to Ohio and Pennsylvania. I think they're even hitting a school in West Virginia and coming back. That trip is full, but it looks like from the website they're still accepting wait lists right now. The Bike-a-thon is to be determined, but last year was the inaugural year for that. And then the Plane-a-thon happens every other year, so not this year, but next year will be the Plane-a-thon. There has not been an announcement on that one, but with that they also do a microbus, which is a mini trip. So the bus and the plane are usually about 6-7 days long, and you see anywhere probably from like 12 to 14 schools on that time. So it's like 45 of us hopping on a bus, having actually a lot of fun, seeing, you know, lots of great colleges, getting great insight, getting tours, and then usually being able to network in the evenings with each other and with admissions from these schools. It's a great way to see the campuses, a great way to get some insight and to network as well. It's been some of my favorite times with IACAC.
Me too.
Yes, Jen has gone on some.
It really
Yeah.
is a bus and a plane of fun.
And I know some counselors meet with Summer Institute attendees as well, so that usually pairs up pretty well. So, all right, so the next thing we'll talk about are professional development grants. These are available through IACAC, so you do need to be a member in order to qualify for a professional development grant. Essentially what these are is they're providing you funding for any kind of IACAC or even NACAC related events or by which you should take advantage of because it's all done through professional development. I myself have been a recipient of a professional development grant through the Middle Management Institute. And so through that, you know, they provided funding for registration. I know that half of the funding could be towards lodging or hotels and travel. So there are many, many benefits that do involve with receiving a professional development grant. Essentially what you can do is just go online to IACAC's website and you can apply for a professional development grant with whatever event you want to attend. So this could be Middle Management Institute, this could be the Sharing the Dream Conference, which we'll talk in a bit. This could be the IACAC conference itself coming in May. And I do want to put in a plug for U of I, in which we are providing $10,000 for professional development grants. So please take advantage of that. So thank you to Andy, our Director of Admissions. Also, you can take advantage of going to NACAC, and you can apply, you know, for a professional development grant. So there are many, many benefits in being a member of IACAC. So this is something that we do want to stress out, that you also get support in you know, developing your professional journey with us. So
the next up is meetups with Kelly and Jen.
yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Okay, so we are here to discuss mentorship meetups. There are 4 things that we'd like to discuss with you today. The first one actually happens to be quite a unique program that we're going to be doing for the first time. It happens, so what we're doing is we are pairing up with the efforts of NACAC and #NACAC Reads, and we will be reading a fabulous book coming up in conjunction with their programming. We will be reading Becoming by Michelle Obama. I think we're all excited about that. Yes. And so the idea is to read the book, or if time is not fair to you, just like it's not for me and I have a toddler at home, one great idea that one of our committee members had was to do an audiobook. So who doesn't commute, right? So that said, we are planning to do a book review discussion after the district seminar fair at Dominican University on March 8th. So hopefully you guys can read the book, and we look forward to doing the book discussion with you there. And hopefully we will also be chiming in on March 19th, which is the actual #NACAC Read. So please join us.
Yes, and then we're also going to be doing some additional meetups throughout the rest of this semester or year. So March 14th is the Bradley, Illinois Regional College Fair, so we will be planning an event after that, so stay tuned for that.
We will also be doing a happy hour. Who does not love that, right? So we're going to be doing a happy hour mentorship meetup at the end of March. So more information will be forthcoming.
And then same with after the District 214 College Fair, there's going to be a t-shirt exchange on April 8th. So again, stay tuned for that.
All right, great. Next up is knowing your resources.
Yes. Okay. So the group just decided that apparently I was the resource queen and I'm going to talk about a lot of resources all at one time.
I'm just going to
come. So we were talking about IACAC's website, and they have just a ton of resources on it. I know that I go constantly to the undocumented students information guide that we have on there about scholarships and about different states and different schools. So it's very, very valuable. I'm looking up and trying to remember what is the STD? Oh, that's the
Sharing the Dream.
Sharing the Dream Conference. Yeah, sorry, I'm like, what's the S? Okay, Sharing the Dream Conference is also a great opportunity. I've been there a couple of times myself. I don't know if anybody else in the group has, but always relevant topics. Yes. And that's going to be on May 15th at, oh, was it NIU this year? Oh, look, I'm just learning something new myself. That's awesome. And that is just so valuable for both sides of the desk. We talk a lot about undocumented students and how to best support them in whatever role that we're in. Also, we know that there's kind of been a movement of trying to support our LGBTQ students more. And so we know that there is going to be a resource guide coming soon on IAC's website, so we've been told, that will be really helpful, similar to what we have for undocumented students. And I know I use CampusPrideIndex.org. That's one of my great sites to go to. I also give it to students, and that gives students an opportunity to see colleges that may not be as supportive and others that are, so they're able to explore a little bit more through that lens. And our admission essay newsletter is also a great resource that we all use. You know, we have people who write kind of, I think, every month, correct? And they push it out through our emails, and we're able to learn a lot about different topics and different sides of the desk through those admissions essays. And I know I'll give Dan Miller a plug too. He and I often come in the next morning and discuss the Facebook groups that we're on and what is popular and trending in those groups. And the two groups that I love, and I don't know if anybody has any others, is the College Admissions Counselors group, which if you do ask to join, you have to answer questions, so just be prepared for that. But it's relevant topics, both sides of the desk, people all over really the world. It's not just the country. And you know, we find out lots of great information coming out hot off the presses through there, and there's a lot of great questions posed to that group. And the other group that actually was recognized by Facebook for a national award at NACAC, we've heard about that, is the Accept group that discusses issues in multicultural lenses. So a lot of great thought-provoking posts in there, making us think a lot about the work and how we interact in a lens that we're looking through the world.
One other thing.
Yes, good.
One other great Facebook group to be a part of that I actually follow as well is Wonder Women in Admission. And it's really great because people are able to contribute anonymously. They can post questions that the leader will actually post for that person. And it's just a great way to get feedback. And it just so happens to be that both sides of the desk are on there. So I mean, like college side and high school side. So I would definitely recommend that one too.
Okay, so now I think we're all coming in.
Yep.
It's not Sarah, resource queen, alone. And I think we're talking about work-life balance.
Yes, this is a very important topic, and so many of us here are regionals, so we're going to kind of touch base on the regional work-life balance, which, you know, involves checking your email. You know, what are some good tips you guys use for checking your email? Also on the high school side, anyone want to share?
I will. One thing, so admittedly, I always check my email, but I do not respond until the next day. I might create a draft, but I do not hit the respond button until I am at work, so that it gives our parents an understanding that I am only responding during work hours. But I do prepare for it the night before.
Yeah, I used to always answer my emails, always, all the time, day and night, and since I've been at Indiana State, my boss is so pro, life outside of the office as well. So he happens to go home and put his cell phone up and his computer's down, and so I've been really trying hard to do that. It is really difficult for being a regional, and then you're reaching to students, but as much as we have lives in the office, we need to have lives outside of the office as well.
Yeah. So
To say that's
we would like you guys to share tips too. So if you're watching this, please send in your tips or your questions, just
Or comments.
Our comments. We'd love to know that too. But I am guilty of checking my email all the time and responding. So I am going to try to get a little bit better with that. How about?
Yeah.
I think I am one of those rare breeds that I try to be a zero inbox person. Like the people that have like 2,686 messages give me anxiety. But I've learned the art of Google of creating rules. So certain things go automatically into a folder that I check when I'm ready instead of clogging my inbox.
Yeah, I learned something.
Yes, and then I love in Google, and I imagine other versions too, you're able to create little flags of different colors. Or question marks or green check marks, so I know there's something I still need to address, so it doesn't get lost in that inbox. I try to keep it less to one screen, that's it. And I've learned the art of archiving everything and then being able to search it really easy. And my other thing to try to balance the email, because I do check it way too much, is I try to come into work, like 15-20 minutes early and not turn on any lights, or we'd have students coming in at that point, and try to purge through the email when I have a quiet moment at my desk.
I just have like a 24-hour rule, because especially when some questions are pretty pressing, or when speaking with, college counselors and they have a question and they're literally, having an appointment with the student, I want to make sure that I respond to them promptly, especially, to the college or the school counselors in general. So,
yeah,
I do like a base. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, I do like a basic form of what Sarah does. I just so I don't do only college, so I'll split it up into categories of things I'm involved in. I'll just throw them in there at the beginning of the day, like you do. I have a little cover for my door, so I'll do that in the morning, and then I'll hide behind it and just organize things for the morning because it sets up the day. So,
and I think too, for somebody that's new to, even if you're seasoned as well, but for somebody that's new to the field, sometimes you almost put that pressure on yourself. And I know, especially with starting at my high school last year, I kind of put this pressure on myself, like, okay, I have to get all this information out. I did have a 24-hour rule for myself as well, but I was like, okay, I'll just answer it really fast. But I think hearing from my administration and my boss and my colleagues, they absolutely support that work-life balance. That, again, as a newbie, just makes me feel better knowing that I don't have to be available 24/7. I can't have that work-life balance. So I think even creating a dialogue within your own department is always helpful, just so you can feel supported in that way too.
That's great. And then, do you want to mention
I was just going to mention just about work-life balance. I think it's so healthy to have self-care. And one of the things that I do for self-care is I love Pilates. And it's something that not only I should be more toned, right? But I love the fact that it kind of slightly works me out, stretches me, but then also it's just time for me to decompress and let go of the day, just even if it's for an hour. So just finding something, even if it's a hobby or something you love, where you can tune out and just kind of recycle yourself is great.
Yeah, and with that, with regionals and traveling in September and October, we're really not home. And now it's in the spring too. It's March, April, May. So it's getting crazy. So definitely try to exercise, eat good. And for me, I love yoga. So I'll do yoga. So definitely try to, self-care is really important.
Well, Jen, I don't know, your office is like mine, everybody else's. I don't get out of my office much. I'm in a cinder brick cave, and I don't see daylight, and I also start Saturdays working tomorrow. So I have a happy light that it helps stimulate vitamin D and make sure to take my vitamin D because it is, January and February are hard months when you really don't get to see
Well,
daily.
even like a 15-minute walk, like
Mhm.
you have to remove yourself from your space. At least if you can block out 15 minutes of self-care, just get up and walk around the building, walk around your office a little bit if it's nice, not like today, but if it's nice, you walk around the building, get some fresh air. But you have to carve out that time.
That sunlight though is really important. I just moved my office from a really dark space to a really bright space, so I did that over break.
It makes a difference.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Huge.
And especially like for regionals, like it's so hard for us to, we're so in tune with our work, and I know that some regionals do like a later time of day, when they're actually doing their emails, responding to emails or reading applications, or if you're having an 8 to 5 kind of schedule. Regardless, sometimes we just sit in our desk, like, and I have an Apple Watch and it's telling me time to move on, to get up, and I kind of ignore it.
Or breathe.
Yeah, or breathe hard, or, and so these are just reminders that we do need to take care of ourselves and our overall health, and that way we can be a little bit more efficient, I guess, in our jobs and feel good about it as well. For me, my kind of self-care is walking my dog. I also have to walk my dog, but that alleviates, just like time when I'm not focusing on work or school right now because I'm in school. So I'm just focused on walking my dog and enjoying, some sunlight
I think too,
outside.
self-care can also mean like, being social. Like,
Yes.
Part of me wanting to be on committees, of course, is to network. So that people get to know about my institution and get to know about me, the kind of work ethic I have. But also then when I get to like hang out with these guys or other people on other committees, it really, it lightens your day. It makes you feel like you have some self-worth. I mean, of course, we're all here for the students. That's really the bottom line. But, we need to be here for each other. And that's even more important to get involved on the committees and to be able to socialize. So even if it's not a committee that you're on, that you're able to socialize, just maybe even a meetup after work, or the book club that a lot of the high school counselors are talking about, or the regionals, we can all get together individually kind of for like a breakfast or a working lunch or those kinds of things, just to get out of the rut. That's I think self-care is also being mentally healthy,
Having community, I think, is so important.
It is.
And that's what we are.
Yeah, and with that, I just want to mention CAR, because I love CAR. So if you are regional and you're not in CAR, join CAR. We do a lot of that where we, work at each other's houses together. So it's just nice. So CARR. Another thing, I'm, working mom. A lot of us are working moms. So one thing, what help with work-life balance is just to go ahead with your schedule and get that sitting taken care of in those busy months, September and October, and March, February, April. Dinners pre-made on Sunday is huge because I always worry about dinners for my kids. So like little things like that, try to plan ahead. But the dinners and having that prepared helps me a lot too.
I think too, though, being a working parent, whether you're a male or a female, or whatever. But I think just even knowing that we're all a community and everybody, since we are here for students, it's about children, right? Adult-ish children, but we're here for them. So if you can't take care of your own first, it's hard to take care of, others.
Someone else's.
Right, yeah.
Definitely.
So try to carve out that time for them and make sure that they still stay a priority is huge.
I really feel like I've learned the art of saying yes this year. When people say, do you need some help? Can I help you? Do you want a carpool? The answer now is yes, that sounds wonderful. So taking that help when others offer too.
Yeah.
On the other side, being new in the profession, I've started to learn the art of saying no. No. So yeah, like, you don't, like Jen said, like we don't have to stretch ourselves so thin. We don't have to like answer everything immediately. And joining committees, being so new, is like how I get to learn everything from them. So it's really worth it.
Great point. Anyone else? Anyone out there have any suggestions too? Yeah. So I think our last topic is like, since we have high school and college here, is what we wish we knew, what the other side wish we knew. So Sarah, do you want to say like what you?
Oh yes.
Like
high school.
Well, because Dan Miller and I, we work at Stevenson High School, and we're on the IACAC listserv, and we see everyone saying, we join rep visits, and I have a lot of counselors from admissions asking, when are you going to join, or why are you not on rep visits? And there's reasons why we do what we do on the other side, right? I know it's frustrating when we aren't on rep visits. We're like the only school.
Oh, we are too.
Oh, good. Okay, we're not.
I know.
You just joined. All Barrington just joined. But for us, for some of us on the high school side, it's linked to our calendars, and so we aren't able to put the links out that way. And so rep visits don't work for us because of the spaces that we have to reserve and how we have to work it with our calendars. So as everyone asks, why are people not on rep visits? I've heard that over the past year. Like, there are some valid reasons for some of us when we are on rep visits. So that's what I wish the other side knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think on the college side, we wish you guys knew is that we do like when you sit and meet with us, the high school, at least a counselor to greet us. And if we have a bigger group, like sometimes we might have big groups, stay in there and pop in because you might get those disruptive kids. But for the most part, they're really respectful. But just to greet us would be nice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Or I think my big thing is try not to do lunchroom visits. So we know that that can't always happen. We absolutely understand that. But if you do, maybe offer it up for a couple people so that it makes it not so intimidating for a student just to approach one table. And I know in CAR we do have lunchroom visits in the fall that we set up. So if your school is listening and is interested, that might be a really great thing. But it's you know, it's hard to go and be as busy as we are and sit down and be a virtual billboard. But we understand that sometimes your schedules just don't even allow for that to happen. But like you said, to be able to be at least greeted, hello, how are you, to get the face with the name of the school, I think is really important.
If I can piggyback off that, so my school is somewhat notorious for offering lunch visits, and just kind of knowing also from our side that, you know, so how should I say this? I've actually put out a lot of surveys to the reps that come to my school just to try to get data and feedback on their voice. There are so many things that I can relay to administration, but when it is their actual voice that I can hand over and say, this is the comment and this is what we're getting. So yes, unfortunately, we still do lunch visits for our school. It's just kind of what we're able to do at this time. But because we have professional development on Tuesdays at 2, I always invite my reps that want to do more of a presentation style format to come during that time. And when I've been reaching out to different reps who, like, I can tell no longer come to our school, probably because they're like, ooh, they're blacklisted, their lunch visits. I'm like, please come back. Like, we can offer you something else. And so many are like, thanks for telling me, because now I will. So I guess just reaching out and letting people know we do understand, like, that is not the best way to do things, and we're working with you, and here's an alternative. I know it's not a lot, but it is something. So I think gathering data.
But I don't think we think blacklisted at all. But like for my institution,
I'm just joking.
Oh.
Sometimes it may feel that way, but
for my institution, I'm the only one up here. So I cover 11 counties in the state of Illinois around the Chicago region. And so for me to be able to go to all those high schools, it's a lot of high schools. So a lunchroom visit takes up a huge amount of time. And depending on how big or how long the lunchroom visits are, it can ruin my whole day, especially like I live in the south suburbs. So just to get here today took me a while, right, girls? But you know, so like if I'm going up to the northern, suburb school or something like that, and they want a long lunchroom visit, it's just I can't even put that in my schedule because I have to get to so many schools. So but I'm very appreciasive that you take the time to find that data and to reach out.
Data is what creates change. And like I said, I think so many of us, whether it's college side or high school side, we're always advocating for something, right? And I've just noticed that the more data I collect in a survey, or whether it's a pre-survey and then a post-survey, I actually do a post-survey even with my college fair that I host in February, and that data has driven change. So I highly recommend doing that if you haven't already and gotten your wishes answered.
And this conversation I think is great too, because I'm on that high school counselor professional development committee. So I hear a lot of the high school side saying, oh, I wish that the college side would know this, or you know, they actually said one time, I wonder if there's anybody who speaks another language that are the reps within the area. So I'm like, so I went and I shot out a quick survey from CAR, and they answered, and I got that information to them. So, you know, just hearing what each other needs, not necessarily the complaint part of it.
It's collaboration.
So, so I, you know, I looked, oh, I wish we knew. It's just because we want to be able to better communicate to each other and get our jobs done and really fulfill those students' needs. That's the bottom line of why we're here.
One thing I would mention, and this actually came up at a Chicago College Counselor Association meeting recently. So when the idea of Slate and having the high school side came out, I joined right away. And then I was just shocked to see all of these admissions responses on there. And I was like, oh, like this is great. And then I know there's just been some back and forth just about like trying to, I guess, ask the college side, like if you're already on it, it's almost like you have to release that information to us on the high school side. So please do that because we are importing that information, and that's allowing college counselors like myself to analyze that data before I meet with my juniors this semester. So that is invaluable. So please do that if you're on Slate.
Awesome. Jen, anything?
Put her on the spot if we're coughing.
Sorry. Little coughing. No, I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like, it's just the collaboration and not being afraid to have those honest conversations with each other of what we appreciate or what we can improve on. I think especially like with all these fairs coming up, right? So any feedback that you can give us high school us high school counselors, it's just really beneficial because we want you guys to enjoy coming to our fairs. We want you guys to have a good experience as well. So, I mean, I think it is just the collaboration between the two sides and making sure that we're being professional and honest with each other.
I think that's essential. Just letting us know if something's amiss or, you know, if there is something you'd like to change. Like we are receptive for it.
So the only thing I would say, and I think you guys would agree, no more than 2-hour fairs.
Oh, that's good.
No more, right, guys?
Yeah, because that ends
hour and a half is good. 2 hours max. That would be a suggestion, probably.
And I think that is like a NACAC suggestion overall. So I know that some college fairs don't comply to those kinds of policies, but, you know, just for our sanity, you know, and just the fact that we are scheduling more than one visit, it's helpful to just like kind of have a constrained like kind of time frame.
Yeah, because sometimes we end up, I mean, we were just talking prior to this at lunch. There's one day that we were all talking about where there's 3 fairs that, you know, how do we decide, you know, which fairs to go to? And that's hard. We look at data really and make data-driven decisions. But, you know, just for the high schools to know that we might have been at 3 fairs. So, we're tired too by that time. So a 2-hour fair is plenty, you know.
A bottle of water and a mint and a
orange
drink.
Yeah, the water you don't even realize. When you talk, you get dehydrated. And when you're talking a lot, you get really dehydrated. I can remember when I was on the parent side before I was in college admissions and I was teacher. And I went to the college fairs with my daughter. I was like, what are they doing? Sitting there drinking water? Like, you know, and now that I'm here, I'm like, you need water.
Right.
You know? Yeah, for sure.
And to even go back to that collaboration piece, I think even from a high school perspective, we love having that dialogue with you guys about your actual applications and what goes into your applications. Because, you know, the whole like recommended, required, suggested, you know, encouraged, like those things for us to take back to our colleagues and let them know like, okay, that piece really isn't required or that piece really is optional. It's nice for us to have the collaboration that we do with the college side to really best guide not only our students but our own colleagues, because that's putting either work on someone else or a follow-up from us to you guys to make sure everything's there. So I think again, just, you know, we appreciate any feedback or true insight into the application that you provide, so we can share that with our
That sounds
people.
great. It's nice having relationships on both sides of the desk. You know, we value you guys, and you guys hopefully value us.
do.
Yeah,
But
we
there are
like
some,
that. We feel
there are
that.
some high schools. There are some high schools though that don't have, someone designated to do that, and that's really difficult. It's hard to then get that relationship built with those schools, or even get a visit sometimes, because they're not even on rep visits. I mean, we don't even know who to email sometimes. So
To have that on our website.
to have that on
Yeah.
the website,
Definitely.
some sort of counselor contact would be a great idea, I think.
And also, some of us are assigned to like a specific territory or specific high schools. But as regionals, I mean, obviously not when travel season is taking into effect, but like just throughout the year, if you ever need a resource, a rep, just talking about the overall college process. It doesn't necessarily have to be pertaining to the institution. I mean, we can serve as, some resource for you and your students, and if you need reps, that perhaps speak another language, like for me with Spanish, like I can be of a resource. And so that's all, going back to your point in collaboration, it's not just specific to our jobs, or schools or territories, but it could just be, how can we serve you and your students, kind of thing.
Definitely. So don't hesitate to ask.
Yep. So, I don't know if there are any
no,
questions.
we
Thank
have
you for the
some
love and the likes.
So I don't see any questions. Any last questions from
Or
anyone
thoughts?
watching, or thoughts? Let's
Something
see
to
here.
share.
What do we got
Oh,
here?
wait, there's stuff down there.
What do we got?
Not sure if this was said before I logged in. I need my reading glasses. But I'd love to see each high school have a simple web page on their site that provides info about how they prefer to work with college rep visits.
Perfect.
Contact person, best time to visit, link to rep visits, or sign up form. Great suggestion.
That's a great
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yes.
That would be good
That
win-win
would
for
be really
everybody, I
helpful.
think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other
I know our
suggestions
website
on
needs
there?
that, so I'll take that back.
Anything else on there you guys want to share? Is that all we had?
We got a lot of love.
Okay.
Very beneficial.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
great.
Excited to join a committee. Yay.
Yay.
What schools are you with?
Oh, we should probably say it
yeah.
again.
We do it
Yeah.
again.
We could do that again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm Kelly Duttmers. I'm the college counselor at St. Viator High School.
I'm Josephine West. I'm the regional manager for the Ohio State University.
Jen Stroh, Barrington High School college counselor.
I am the Chicago Area Regional Admissions Coordinator for Indiana State University.
And
Lisa Winker.
Sarah English, post-secondary counselor at Stevenson High School.
Sonober Kanji, college counselor at Soto High School, which is new. We just got a college counselor this year, so
Yay.
bear with me learning the ropes.
And I'm Jessica Avila Cuevas from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I'm a regional representative serving the southwest and western suburbs. Let's see. Oh, we just received a compliment from Zach George. Thank you. He works for StriveScan. Does
You
anyone
mentioned
want to
your
talk
committee
about
earlier.
Dan's up there too.
Yeah, StriveScan, which is a great tool. I know that they're recently reaching out to schools and different organizations to see how StriveScan can best serve, for their college fairs. So that, I don't know.
And on the college side, we love it.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
huge
So
fan.
we just scan it. We get the reports.
President of the
campus.
Stripes.
Yeah.
Yep.
High school side, use it. College side, buy them.
Yeah, because you can get
that.
data. It's easier for us to use, and then the high school side gets the data from that. So it's a really win-win
Yes.
product, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and Zach, we were also talking about the
This
LGBTQ
Resource
resource
guide
guide and
through
stuff
IC.
too. So
If you have an
So
ETA,
we're looking
when
forward to
getting
that.
it.
yeah, for sure. Yes.
Thank you again for joining us. Like I said, join a committee, come to conference. It's going to be tons of fun.
Conference is
normal
really
in
fun.
19.
Yeah,
Right?
but
Normal
conference is really
this is
fun.
what
It's,
I'm here
it's
for.
more than just about the learning part of it. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so normal in 19, and we
Yes.
really hope to see you there.
And if your employer doesn't provide funding, please know that there are professional development grants.
And the
please
deadline
take
for that
advantage
is
of
February 1st to apply for those grants.
Yeah.
So please go to the website and apply for a grant.
Yeah. Consider a district seminar as well, and maybe we should
Transfer Summit is coming up.
Transfer
Yep.
Yeah.
Meetups.
Our
Yes,
mentorship
meetups,
meetups, our
meetups.
book review.
Yes.
We got a lot
March
going on
8th.
here.
Yeah.
All good stuff.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Yeah, but-